How to attract anyone easily. There was once a guy named Ethan, a quiet and kind-hearted young man who had always wondered how some people could walk into a room and instantly light it up. They didn't have to say much, yet everyone noticed them, listened to them, wanted to be around them. Ethan wasn't jealous. He was just curious. He wanted to understand that invisible power, that magnetism, that made people naturally drawn to someone. For most of his life, Ethan thought attraction was about looks, money, or charm. But after years of watching others and reflecting on himself, he realized something deeper. It all started when he met a coworker named Mia. She wasn't loud. She wasn't the most beautiful in a traditional sense. Yet everyone loved her. People laughed around her, confided in her, respected her. Ethan asked himself, what makes her so magnetic? And that's when the first truth hit him. To attract anyone, you have to stop trying to impress them and start making them feel seen. Mia wasn't chasing validation. She was giving it. When she talked to someone, she looked them in the eyes, smiled softly, listened without interrupting, and remembered what they said. She made people feel valued, and that feeling was powerful. Ethan started doing the same, not as a trick, but from the heart. He began listening more, speaking less, being present. And within weeks, something incredible happened. People began to notice him. They smiled more, invited him into conversations, and even sought his opinion. But that was only the beginning. Ethan discovered the second truth. Attraction is energy. It's not about the words you say. It's about the vibration you carry when you walk into a room. If your energy says, I'm unsure, I'm small, I don't belong, people subconsciously believe you. But if your energy says, I'm calm, confident, and comfortable in my skin, people feel it, and they lean in. Ethan started to work on his energy. He stood taller, spoke slower, kept a relaxed smile, and carried himself with quiet confidence. He stopped apologizing for existing, and the world began to respond differently. Even when he said very little, his presence said enough. People are drawn to calm energy because it feels safe in a world that's constantly loud and anxious. Then came the third truth, purpose. Ethan realized that people are magnetized by those who have direction, who know what they stand for and where they're going. He stopped wasting time on things that drained him and began focusing on what he loved. Photography, nature, meaningful work. His energy shifted again, and it showed. When you live with purpose, you stop begging for attention because your life itself becomes interesting. People want to be near someone who's lit up from the inside, but there was still something missing. Ethan could feel it. He wanted to understand why some people attract others deeply and lastingly, while others only attract for a moment. The answer came from an older mentor who told him, real attraction comes from authenticity. You can't fake real. Those words changed everything. Ethan realized he had been trying to be what he thought others wanted. He was polite, confident, focused, but not entirely himself. He was still afraid to show his flaws, his goofy side, his mistakes. So he made a choice to be real. He stopped pretending to have all the answers. If he was nervous, he said so. If he cared about someone, he showed it. If he failed, he owned it. And suddenly, his connections became deeper and more genuine. People trusted him. They felt safe around him. They liked him not for his performance, but for his presence. That was the final truth. The easiest way to attract anyone is to stop performing and start being. The world is full of people trying to look perfect, and it's exhausting. The most magnetic people are those who are real, kind, self-aware, and unapologetically themselves. They don't chase love or attention. They attract it effortlessly because authenticity has a frequency that the heart recognizes instantly. A few years later, Ethan's life looked completely different. He had more friends than he ever imagined, a thriving career, and a peaceful mind. When he walked into a room, people noticed, not because he demanded attention, but because he radiated it. His confidence wasn't loud. It was grounded. His smile wasn't fake. It was sincere. And his presence spoke louder than any words ever could. In the end, Ethan learned that to attract anyone easily, you must first attract yourself, your peace, your truth, your purpose. Because when you fall in love with who you are, you send out an energy that tells the world, I'm enough. And that's when others feel it too. They're not drawn to your looks, your achievements, or your status. They're drawn to your soul. And once you reach that level of authenticity, you'll never have to chase attention again. It will always find its way to you.